have a document that you would like to hand me over?
Bill O'Reilly handed 180,000
Sure.
signatures last week.
What's been done about
Let
it?
me give information on Mr. Tamuresi, please.
What's been done?
Thank you.
I'll tell you in a minute.
Yeah, we want him back.
I'm sure that you do.
And we see no reason why the Mexican government is holding him.
Yes, we are not holding him.
You are holding
You
him,
are holding him.
No.
and you're beating him, and
no.
he's being shackled. And
Here is the
abused.
information, and I will answer your questions in an order manner, please.
Excuse me?
I will answer your questions in an order manner, please. I'm here and I'm not going to.
Tell us how it's possible. We have 50,000 Central American children walking across the border.
Why is Mexico
and this
allowing
is the
that,
only
but we
person
can't
you
get one Marine
actually
back?
inhibited from crossing the border either direction?
Has the
we,
president
we have
of the United
25 million
States
illegals
spoken
in the
to you
country.
about this?
Please, I said in an order manner. I will answer your questions now.
Okay, well,
Please,
you're
just
not
give me 1
answering
second.
the
Is there anyone lacking this?
What is your name?
Yes, may I have one, please?
I am Ariel Moutsatos. I am the Minister for Public Affairs.
Can I have one, please?
Sure.
Sir, thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm with American Russian Television. Thank you.
Mr. Just let me very quickly explain to you.
You can speak.
And then I will take questions if you don't mind. Thank you very much. Mr. Tamuresi crossed the border into Tijuana on April the 1st. He was detained by the Mexican authorities because the weapons that he was carrying, this is very important, he's not accused of trafficking. The weapons that he was carrying are illegal in Mexico because they are of the exclusive use of the armed forces. Regardless of the intentions in the United States and in Mexico, regardless of the intentions that one person has with the weapons or with crossing or not, the law states that anyone who's carrying those weapons is committing a crime. He crossed into Tijuana and he was put
Mistakenly.
regardless of the intentions.
The signs
In the
were not
United
posted
States, the
properly.
signs are there, and you can see. Please let me just finish. It's not going to be long. So regardless of those intentions, Mr. Tamuresi crossed into Mexico. He did so as a civilian. He's a former Marine, but he did so as a civilian.
He is a Marine.
No, he's not in active duty. Please let me finish. No, that's incorrect. He's not in active duty. He was not on official. Please let me finish. When he crossed, he was not on active duty. When he crossed, he was not in uniform. When he crossed, he was not on an official vehicle. When he crossed, he was not performing any official duties. He crossed as a tourist into Tijuana. He has accepted so. He has accepted. Yes, he did cross for that.
He's
Sir,
trying to leave Mexico.
please let me finish.
Signage is very
Please let me
poor.
finish. He has accepted on national television, and the transcription is there, that he had crossed into Tijuana 4 times prior to that.
So?
Please let me finish. And that he crossed there to have a good time, to have some food, and as a tourist. So he did so as a tourist. Okay? He has accepted that. Mr. Tamuresi is suffering from PTSD, and he's right now, because he said that.
Medical records that say that
He said that nationally on public television. He has stated
That's
that.
even more reason
Please
why
let
he
me
should be back in the United
finish.
States
Please
then.
let me finish. No, please let me finish. And he is under medical observation.
Who's observing him?
we are-
He wasn't put under medical observation when he got there.
He's-
He was put in a prison. in
Because when he
shackles.
got there, he didn't say that he had PTSD.
All of a sudden, the Mexican
Please
government
let me
has border
finish.
security. We
Please
have
let me
20
finish.
million Mexican
We
citizens in
want
our
him
country
released
right
by
now
this
illegally.
Okay.
weekend.
I'm just telling you.
Has the President of the United States requested that he come back to
Please
the
let me
United States?
finish.
I'm asking you
You
a
have to
question.
understand one thing.
Have you been in contact with the President of the United States?
The authorities of the
America?
US are in
Leave
contact.
No man behind.
The authorities, this is not a war. He didn't
It is
enter in a
to
war.
us.
It's
No,
a
it's
war
not.
on our southern border. You look at all the criminals
I'm
that
sorry,
everybody
but
comes
it's not
across
like
every
that.
day.
Just let me tell you something else. Mr. Tamuresi, as I said, is under medical observation. And we are in Mexico in the very same way that you do here. We are enforcing the law.
Well, we don't
enforce the law.
No, you don't enforce the
You
law.
should.
You look at the
You
hundreds
do
of
enforce the law.
thousands of illegals
You
come
do
across our
enforce the
border.
law.
We don't enforce
So
the
we are doing the same. This is a standard practice in Mexico. And Mr.
That's the
Tamuresi,
problem, standard practice.
please listen to me. Mr. Tamuresi is not in the hands of the Mexican government. he is in the hands of our judiciary because his case is seen by a judge, because he is on a federal court of law being judged for
Should
this.
we treat
So a
Mexican
judge,
citizens the same way?
if a Mexican citizen cross, please let me,
20 million and
please let me tell you something.
The Mexican
If I-
citizens, anytime
He asked me
that
a
they
question,
were
I'm trying
arrested,
to answer. Please
we
let me.
have- we have
If
to
we don't do this in an
notify
ordered
you.
manner, I'm gonna have to go in because I cannot answer like this.
Okay, go on.
So he told me, he made a question that that I'm going to answer. If a Mexican person, citizen, crossed into the United States with illegal weapons, you do the same. Of course you do.
We just released 36,000 out of our prisons.
Has the president
Please,
of the
that's
United
not
States
anything
of
that has to do with
America
this case
spoken
or
to
with Mexico,
you?
and I'm not going to comment on that. I'm a
And-
diplomat
and
from the
answer her
Mexican
I'll
question.
ask you
government.
the same
Answer her
question.
question.
Has the president of the United States been in contact
In
with
general, what I know is that the U.S. authorities have been in contact with the Mexican authorities regarding this case.
Has the president of the
I don't
United
know
States
specifically about the president. I know that the U.S. authorities, through the State Department, have been in contact in this case.
So what is his status now? Will he be released or not?
That's up to the judge. The judge will decide. As in the United States, a judge decides.
Okay.
In the United States, the United States government cannot order a judge anything because he's part of the
Well, the
judiciary.
Mexican government-
It's the same in Mexico. It's the same in Mexico.
Does Mexico have a warrant out for Eric Holder's arrest? If
Sorry,
Eric
sorry,
Holder
what did you
goes-
say?
If Eric Holder goes into Mexico for his gun trafficking, is there a warrant out for his arrest in Mexico?
I don't understand.
Under the
If
same law.
Eric Holder, what did
Fast
you
and
say?
Furious.
Fast and Furious. Our Attorney General said illegal weapons.
That
into
has
your-
nothing to do with this
Understood,
case, and I'm not.
understood. You're
it's
talking
not-
about laws.
Yeah, but
You're talking about
I'm
you
talking
follow
about
the
this
laws.
case.
Okay.
Why was
Sorry.
the signage
That's-
so poor? We could not see the signage. He was turning around.
That's
to
not
leave.
correct.
That
But
is correct.
The,
It's
the
all
photographs
over
are
the
there.
news.
Please don't
Now
scream at
they've
me. I'm not
changed-
screaming at
now
you.
they've changed
I'm
the
not screaming
signage.
at you. Don't yell at me.
We want you to release
I'm giving you
our
respect.
Marines.
I understand that.
Okay.
I perfectly understand that. But I'm trying just to explain to you and answer your questions.
We
in
want the
another manner.
Mexican government to intervene and release our Marine
The
soldiers.
Mexican government, as the government, cannot intervene because he's in the hands of the judiciary, just like the United States government cannot intervene with the judiciary.
Our government can
He's
release
in a federal
anybody
court of law.
anytime, depending upon the will of the political.
Come again, sir. I'm sorry. What did you
Our
say?
government will release anybody anytime, depending upon the will of politics.
Well, that I don't know.
Well,
I don't have an opinion on that. because
Okay,
I'm a
so
diplomat
the
and
Mexican president can't pardon Tamarisi?
You said he was under medical observation?
Yeah, he's under medical attention and observation. He's
Because
doing
they
okay.
beat
He
him.
has
That's why he
publicly,
shackled him.
please let me talk.
Who's observing him?
But it's true.
Yelling, you don't get anywhere. Why don't we have this in another manner? I came out here to talk to you. Please don't yell. He is under medical attention and observation because he has expressed and his mother has expressed that he suffers from PTSD. He has specifically denied to take pills. He doesn't want to take pills, and he has said that on public national
Has the Red
television.
Cross seen
Sorry, not on public television, on CNN. The transcript is here. He is not taking pills currently because he doesn't want to. But the rest, he's under treatment, and he said that he's doing. We have medical and doctors there in the
Red Cross,
the
has the
prison.
Red Cross been in to see him, sir? Has the Red Cross been
I don't
in
know
to see him?
specifically about-
Is that allowed? Is it allowed
Yes,
for the Red
it's
Cross?
allowed. It's allowed.
We demand that the Red Cross see him.
Please read there. There have been more than 50 persons that have come to see him.
I'm asking
Congressmen.
what the Red
I don't know if the
Does the
Red Cross
president
has
have
come
the
to
power
see
to
him or
pardon
not.
Andrew Tamarisi?
Does the president have
Does
the
the
power to?
president, your Mexican president, have the power to pardon Andrew Tamarisi?
No, I don't think so. But I could check on that. I don't think so.
How many Guantanamo terrorists are there being negotiated to release on behalf of our sergeant?
I'm sorry, sir.
How many
How can you make that
Guantanamo
question?
terrorists are
The
being?
government of Mexico is not involved in that.
But this is what's happening right now.
Anything here in coordination with the federal government, the administration, to kind of expedite this and get this going and sort of get us hearings quickly?
Unfortunately, this is fortunately, this is going quite fast.
Okay.
For the standard of our laws. In Mexico, the legal processes, as opposed to the United States, start immediately. But then they don't advance normally that fast, as opposed to the United States, in which they take a while to start, but then they advance very fast. In Mexico, this is advancing quite fast for our standards, and it's up to the judge to to determine that.
Because we feel like you guys have a lot of power here, and of course our administration has a lot of power.
We are a representation of the Mexican state, the Mexican country here in the United States, but we don't have any power to the judiciary.
We need a
because the
gesture
judiciary
of goodwill by the
an
Mexican
independent,
government.
Power.
Okay, thank you.
We need some goodwill by
That's
the
it.
Mexican
I'm going to go inside.
One-
if you
one
don't-
more question.
Yes, please.
What is the stance of the Mexican government on U.S. boycotting Mexico if he is not released?
We have no. The U.S. has not expressed anything about that. And
No,
we
but
have
the
no-
American citizens have.
No, I'm sorry, but I'm not a diplomat, and I
It's
don't
going to
comment
be
on
a
political
real
issues.
financial drain on Mexico if you don't
Mr. Andrew
release him.
Tamoresi's case is not a diplomatic issue and it's not a political issue.
It is
It's a
both.
law
It
enforcement
is both.
issue. No,
It
it's
is
not.
both.
No, it's not, sir. It's in the hands of a judge, not of a government.
It's both issues.
What happened to the paperwork that Bill O'Reilly with all the signatures? Do you know what happened to that?
Yes,
They
of course.
forwarded-
The signatures were conveyed to the ambassador, and the ambassador has conveyed that to the Mexican government there, to our Minister of Foreign, to our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, as they always are. It is noted, but unfortunately, this is not in our hands. This is in the hands of a federal judge. He is being tried in a federal court, just like you would do here with someone who crosses with
He's
illegal
not a
weapons.
criminal. He's not a criminal.
Yeah, but they would-
That will be decided by the judge.
throw him in jail
That will be
anyway.
decided by the judge. I understand your point, and I very much
Why don't
sympathize
they
with
release
that.
him and have him come to the United States and go back to court?
Because he violated the Mexican
What would
law.
happen if he was?
Yes, he did, sir.
What would happen if he was a Russian citizen?
No more avocados.
Very well.
Your avocados
What would
are
happen if he
gonna
was a
stay in
Russian
Mexico.
citizen?
What did you say, sir?
What would happen if Sergeant Tamarisi
No
was a
Moran,
Russian
no
citizen?
avocados.
Hold on. What would happen if
I'm
he
not
was a Russian
speculating,
citizen?
sir. He's a U.S. citizen, and it will happen.
Is this-
it will
is
happen
this-
exactly the same.
I doubt
No,
it.
sir.
That
Well,
was my point.
well, I appreciate, but I don't concur.
Hey, when do
He
the
will,
selfies?
if any citizen from any country would break the law in Mexico, he would be arrested.
And what
That's
about
it.
citizens of Mexico that break the laws of the United States?
Well, they are arrested.
And what about all
No,
the
they're not.
Of course they are.
No, they're not. There's 10, 15, 20
I'm
million
going to
of
I'm
them.
going to
You're
tell you
illegal.
I'm going to tell you something for you to even understand this. Please let me finish. There are tens of Mexican citizens who have committed crimes allegedly in, for example, Texas jails. Those Mexican citizens didn't receive the benefit of consular assistance. Mr. Tamoresi did. He is in permanent contact with. Please let me finish. Mr. Tamoresi did. He is in contact, permanent contact, and being assisted by the Consulate of the United States in Tijuana. And the United States, through the state of Texas, has executed Mexican citizens. So please don't tell me that you don't enforce the law on Mexican citizens, because you do, and you don't give them consular assistance.
And did the
So that you
International Red
understand how it
Cross, has the
happens.
International Red Cross seen him?
If they, I don't have any specific information on the International Red Cross, but I'm sure that if they request that, as other institutions and persons have requested to see him, they will. Thank you very much. Can I leave this here? Is there anyone lacking this?
Mexico have over 50 consular
Everybody
offices
has that?
throughout the United States?
This is, sorry sir,
Why is that?
what
Does
did you say?
Mexico have over 50 consular offices throughout the United States
Yes.
in just about every city?
Because we have a lot of citizens
Do you agree?
here.
Are you agree with that holding him? Do you agree with
When a
them
Mexican
holding him?
crosses, when a Mexican or any other citizen crosses a border, let's say illegally, they're not committing a crime. They are doing it illegally, but they are not committing a crime.
It is a
No, it's
crime.
not. No, check your law. No, sir. No, sir. If it were a crime, they would be put in jail, not deported. No, sir.
Do you agree with their stance?
You are a liar.
Judge of Tamarisi's
No,
case.
unfortunately,
Do you have any input?
the judge is
Folks, the way
independent
to
judge
do
like
it is
here.
no more avocados.
So the judge in Mexico
No more
is
travel,
independent,
no more
the judiciary is
tourism.
independent, and we are
No more
enforcing our law.
avocados.
Tourism.
Leave the avocados.